much, Mr. Chairman, for inspiring us as well. Up next, he has extensive experience in the private sector, establishing 2 international finance companies prior to joining public service. Transitioning to different areas including investment banking, technology, agriculture, and ICT, among many others, he envisions NDC as a major contributor to the country's development. Please join me in welcoming NDC General Manager Anton DC Mauricio.
Thank you. Thank you, President Joshua, Chairman Larry, my classmate, for the warm welcome of BCDA. This is one of the older buildings in the area because, of course, BCDA built this area. And it is that kind of experience that we can leverage on, the country can leverage on, the experience in building the most modern cities in the Philippines, PGC, New Clark City now, of course, when we transformed Baguio, parts of Tarlac. This is the kind of experience that NDC will rely on because even as NDC celebrates our 105th year, we were established in 1919, there are no 105-year-olds in NDC. We are an experienced team, the most experienced with Assistant General Manager named Mejia, 25 years in NDC. And but we are rich in our heritage and our history. The Export Processing Zone Authority, which is the first economic zone in the country, started in Mariveles, Bataan. This was the progenitor of what eventually will become the PEZA, which is EPSA in Mariveles, Bataan. PEZA has since grown to multiple locations in the country, and Mariveles itself has devolved into its own authority of the Freeport area of Bataan. And I also was instrumental in having the implementing rules and regulations passed there as their strategic consultant, where I built the pre-master plan roadmap for the authority of the Freeport area of Bataan as a private consultant. I brought in the Mitchell Madison Group Global Management Consultants to do that. No? And after EPSA was established, there was a series of labor-related strikes settled by the now popular Jovito Palparan at the time, which was able to firmly quell the strikes with some controversy. However, because of that, the country said, let's do an industrial estate, not necessarily an economic zone or export processing zone, just an industrial estate. And let's do it somewhere that we can remove the stigma of EPSA in Mariveles, Bataan. And so it was then Governor Johnny Remulla who said, we will create it in Cavite, the first industrial park in the country, and there will be no strikes. Talked to the people and said to all the labor sectors, no strikes in Cavite. And so first Cavite Industrial Estate was born, the first industrial park in the country that was built by the National Development Company and Marubeni Corporation. No, it's the oldest. It's 150 hectares. 155 hectares. And of course, Ning is still the president of FCIE. It has been fully turned over to the locators now. And we are now developing an adjacent area of 19.2 hectares that we are calling the NDC Green Industrial Estate. It's going to be the first fully green government-owned industrial estate in the country. And this is the kind of development that we want, the experience of BCDA, we want to be able to consult with you, to leverage with you, because you have the scale. Since our heydays when we planted pineapples in bananas in Mindanao and turned them over to Dole and Del Monte, we are now just a small company. I just came from Del Monte with AGM Rocky. We still own 980 hectares of pineapple plantations that Del Monte leases from us. They have around 30,000 hectares there. But right now we are just small, and although nationwide, and we want to leverage on our strategic areas with partners who understand city building, especially the BCDA. We still have our 425 hectares Leyte Industrial Development Estate in Isabel, which will be in the next year or so be expanded to 2 more cities, Merida and Tacloban, and will comprise 1,000 hectares that will be focused on downstream metal processing. We also, apart from the Green Industrial Estate in Dasmariñas, Cavite, and the Leyte, we have an existing 25 hectares near the Davao Fishport in Toril, which we plan to continue with our agro-industrial park there. Those are just a couple. We have several, also in Iligan and some other ports that we have. And there's really a lot of synergy, particularly for BCDA and in the new Clark City. We are really looking at the science technology park, which was donated by the BCDA during the time of my former chairman, Fred Pascual, who was then the University of the Philippines president. And the BCDA allocated 100 hectares. They have already completed the plan, and now they are going to have the first 10 hectares as a light hub. This is led by national scientist Dr. Carmencita Padilla. And the last time we were with President Josh in New Clark, no? And we looked at the area. The Science and Technology Park will dovetail into the other science-related projects of the NDC. We want to put in the Light Hub the first Southeast Asian Biosecurity Institute. Last night, we had a dinner hosting the proponents of the SABI, the Southeast Asian Biosecurity Institute, which is the UP, Kansas State University, and Murdoch University, together with NDC. And now, of course, with the BCDA. This will really be the anchor for our biosecurity preparedness. Human, which is COVID pandemic and all other human biosecurity issues. Animal, swine flu, avian flu, which affects our food supply. And plant, just as a fusarium infestation that has decimated our banana industry in Mindanao. These are really serious issues. And so what we want to do is not just address it for the Philippines, but ask our partners in Vietnam and other countries in Southeast Asia, look, partner with us to create this Biosecurity Institute in the mold of Singapore's Biopolis and benchmarking Kansas State University's own Biosecurity Institute that caters to the entire United States of America. Those are the kinds of benchmarking that we are doing. And that's what we want to put in BCDA's New Clark City. You know, this kind of national development that is really urgent. These urgent concerns need serious companies, BCDA and the NDC, to address them. And serious companies, fortuitously led by people who know each other for decades. You know, who know each other for decades. So, again, this is not fortune or luck or fate. It's a product of a lifetime commitment for national development, for all of us. And it dovetails into the kind of investments that the NDC does. Aligned with our Southeast Asian Biosecurity Institute is our about to be launched on November 19, Manila Health Tech Biomolecular Diagnostic Manufacturing Facility in Marikina. It's the first in the country, ISO certified. We are going to have a manufacturing facility for diagnostic kits for COVID, avian flu, swine flu, and others that are better than the Germans, the Americans, the Japanese, the Koreans. Filipino-made scientists invented it from the UP Manila. And we're going to do it for the first time here in the Philippines. It's another investment. We want to be able to release the funding for the first vaccine manufacturing plant in the country already. So we're doing that before the end of the year. So it aligns with our investment criteria for pioneering, sustainable, developmental, inclusive, and innovative projects. You know, in the context of political chaos and turmoil in the minds of the Philippine public, with everything that's being shown on TV, in the media, in the social media, what we really need is to combat this with the efforts being done for national building, nation building and development of BCDA and NDC. That despite all of these things, the Philippines remains to be the fastest growing in the region and one of the fastest growing in the world. That our people are striving to make not just the country, but the world a better place to live in. Thank you very much, BCDA, for this honor of signing the MOU with NDC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, GM Danilo DC Mauricio of the NDC. We now proceed with the